Sometimes, brother, you have to go back to go forward. Let's go back a year to March of the Machine. We're talking about some underrated commanders, bangers, and hidden gems from this little block of sets. You know, it was only a year or so ago, but this was one of my favorite recent sets. I look back on this set with a high degree of fondness. Don't mention the aftermath, dude. It's like the bathroom at the Chinese buffet. You know, you never go in there. It's because of the aftermath. Just kidding. But sets aside, let's dive into some of my favorite legends from this set. I love the unabashed Marvel team-up fan service, the kitsch, the cheese, the glam, dude. But before we get started, what the heck are you doing? Hit the like and subscribe button, buddy. Just press them once, brother. Don't French dip the damn buttons. You should probably hop in the Discord. Feel free to support the channel directly on Patreon. It's where it all goes down. Now we have 3 sets to go through. March of the Machine, Aftermath, and the Commander sets. But let's start with little stacks here. This looks like 2 women posing for a Summer's Eve print ad, dude. Aunt Flo is in town. 2 divorcees who opened a bookshop together, Drana and Linvala. 1 white and a black for a legendary creature, Vampire Angel to 3/4, has flying and vigilance. Activated abilities of creatures your opponents control can't be activated. Drana and Linvala has all activated abilities of all creatures your opponents control. You may spend mana as though it were mana of any color to activate those abilities. This is just a mean old stacks piece. Has flying, vigilance, great colors for a mean ladies deck, man. I love it. It's $4, real banger. That lifelink goes a long way. Great in the 99 too. And these guys are an instant staple for me, Surrak and Goreclaw. 4 green, legendary creature, human bear. It's a 6/5, just like Nikki G, dude. Has trample. All their creatures you control have trample. Whenever another non-token creature you control enters, put a +1/+1 counter on it. It gains haste until end of turn. These guys hated each other when they met in a tent on Brokeback Mountain, dude. That's why I never go camping. They come back married to a damn bear. This is $6. I can't think of a reason not to stick this in any green creature deck. Trample, check. Haste, check. This would only be better if it gave your creature a line of credit for their sorry carcass. I also wanted to talk about this guy. He didn't get paired up with anybody, dude, except for his worms. Orthion, hero of lavabrink. This guy's 3 and a red. Legendary creature, human soldier to 3/3, has 1 red tap. Create a token that's a copy of another target creature you control. Gains haste, sacrifice it at the beginning of the next end step. Activate only as a sorcery, or 6 red and tap. Create 5 of those tokens. Same thing. Love this guy, man. Is he Kiki Jiki? No, he's Orthion. His parents regrettably named him Orthion, but that ability to make, you know, a token for 2 mana, that can be bonkers if you're slapping ETB effects around. This is so good in so many decks, and it's only $2. Look at these 2, Thalia and the Gitrog monster, 1 white, black, and a green, legendary creature, human frog horror, just like Nikki G kind of. It's a 4/4, first strike, death touch. You may play an additional land on each of your turns, fantastic. Creature and non-basic lands your opponents control enter tapped, also fantastic. Whenever Thalia and the Gitrog monster attacks, sacrifice a creature or land, then draw a card. This is an excellent Aristocrats Lands Matter stacks commander. Perfect Abzan flavor right there, dude. This card could only be better if Gitrog was riding Thalia in the battle. You know, flip the script, dude. Anyways, lots of fun as a commander, definitely a build around. 5 abilities. It's modern magic and I'm not too sad about that. Zimone and Dina, black, green, and a blue for a legendary creature, human dryad. It's a 3/4. Whenever you draw your second card each turn, target opponent loses 2 life, you gain 2 life. Has tap, sacrifice another creature, draw a card. You may put a land card from your hand onto the battlefield tapped. If you control 8 or more lands, repeat this process once. You know, you got Girl Harry Potter out there and Poison Ivy, together at last. This is nuts for 3 mana, dude. This is just doing token sacrifice, landfall, drawing cards at instant speed to rain on your opponents. Card is like 40 cents, dude. Embrace the girl boss energy, you misanthrope. How about these 2 cuties, Kroxa and Kunoros, 3 red, white, and a black, legendary creature, Elder Giant Dog. It's a 6/6, vigilance, menace, lifelink. Whenever this guy enters or attacks, you may exile 5 cards from your graveyard. When you do, return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Elder Giant Dog, man. Describes pretty much any old pit bull, man. Watch out for those creeps. This is a real neat Reanimator Wheels commander that can make things happen late game. Honestly, I would run this straight Reanimator, cast this guy later on. That's an impressive stat line, impressive abilities, and a big beefy titan. And how's about Inga and Esika? 2 green and a blue, legendary creature, human god. It's a 4/4. Creatures you control have vigilance and tap. Add 1 mana of any color. Spend this mana only to cast a creature spell. Whenever you cast a creature spell, if 3 or more mana from creatures was spent to cast it, draw a card. This is Simic nonsense, man. You're ramping up and drawing cards like crazy. Check out the art on this. Looks like a damn 80s cartoon fever dream, like Marshall Bravestar or something like that. Manadork.deck. But that vigilance is insane. This doesn't even need non-token creatures, you know? So your Avenger of Zendikar tokens can flat mana to cast even bigger creatures next turn. Great card. Here we go, Shalai and Hallar. 1 red, green, and a white for a legendary creature, Angel Elf. It's a 3/3 with flying and vigilance. Whenever 1 or more +1/+1 counters are put on a creature you control, Shalai and Hallar deal that much damage to target opponent. Sheesh, dude. We'll combo this with All Will Be One, and that's your deck. Or you could just build into a +1 counters theme. Make a very powerful deck right out of the box, dude. This isn't all the colors you need, man. Look at these two beautiful folks out here. Slimefoot and Squee, black, red, and a green, legendary creature, fungus goblin. It's a 3/3. Whenever this guy enters or attacks, create a 1/1 green sapperling creature token. Has 1 black, red, and a green, sacrifice a sapperling, return Slimefoot and Squee, and up to 1 other target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Activate only as a sorcery. Repeatable reanimator fungus goblin shenanigans. Get a sack outlet out there, preferably Phyrexian Altar, the damn aristocrats payoff, ETB token creators like Avenger of Zendikar. You're going infinite, baby. That's it, man. Are you having fun, or are you having jund? That's better commander, dude. Look at these two out there, Plargg and Nassari. 3 red, legendary creature, Orcafreet. It's a 5/4. This is the aftermath, dude. At the beginning of your upkeep, each player exiles cards from the top of their library until they exile a non-land card. An opponent chooses a non-land card exiled this way. You may cast up to 2 spells from among the other cards exiled this way without paying their mana cost. So basically an opponent chooses the best spell, you don't get to cast that one. Alright, going through school for one of my many degrees, I worked at this goth dance club, right? And these two would come in every week for 80s night, Saturday night, dancing around in Depeche Mode and The Cure. What a wild ride, man. But this is Aftermath, and I said I wasn't going to mention it, but I lied, dude. This is just a fun chaos deck that stack cast from exile payoffs, scales to your opponent's deck strength, you know. Probably not going to win every pod with something like this, but you got a weird, fun value piece to work with. Plus, she's doing an interpretive dance. I love that. Now listen, man, I love this card, Sigarda, Font of Blessings. 2 green and a white, legendary creature, Angel. It's a 4/4 with flying. Other permanents you control have hexproof. You may look at the top card of your library anytime. You may cast angel and human spells from the top of your library. Would you run a 4/4 flyer that says other permanents you control have hexproof? You know, I would. And I do. In my Karametra deck, I run this card. It's $1.50, dude. Plus the angels and humans thing, man, that's not bad either. And last but certainly not least on my list of sleeper commanders from the March of the Machine block here, we have Goro-Goro and Satoru. This is a blue, black, and a red legendary creature, goblin human. It's a 3/4, kind of like Nikki G, I guess. Whenever 1 or more creatures you control that entered this turn deal combat damage to a player, create a 5/5 red dragon spirit creature token with flying. Has 1 in a red, creatures you control gain haste until end of turn. This one is one of my favorite commanders from this little block of sets, man. This is a 3-mana ninjutsu, hasty tasty, dragon spirit making buddy cop duo from Kamigawa. This guy even makes your stuff hasty if you stack extra combats to make lots of 5/5 dragons. Fantastic, compelling, sweet build around, great card. Anyways, man, there were a lot of legends in this set. These are a few of my favorites, and this is one of my favorite sets in recent memory. It was over a year ago, but don't forget this is the set that brought us C Double. I love that card, and Breach the Multiverse. 2 very powerful commander new staples, at least in my opinion, dude. I'm running them in a lot of decks. Anyways, it's worth a look backwards sometimes, and I'm going to give you a pro tip, dude. Don't try to pet a dog that's growling at you, buddy. That dog may bite you, alright? Don't forget that, because that's the wisdom of the ancients. Save your fingers and a damn rabies shot. Nikki G, Better Commander, signing off.